Wonderful.
I'm Georgia, and today we have another success story. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Maha. I joined the Break into Tech program on the 22nd of January, and it is now the 23rd of March. And I'm really happy to have said that I have officially broken into tech.
Woo!
Um, Super excited. I'm starting my new job in a week today.
That is amazing. How
Mhm.
do you feel like the process has gone? Like, do you feel like it's been super quick? Like, how have you felt about everything?
I'm in love with the program. I think that it's been designed so well. Of course, because it's been tried and tested, I know you guys are always iterating it. But yeah, I think just keeping at it a little bit every day, the momentum builds so quickly.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have thought that 2 months, I guess, down the line, I would be getting a really good job. And I'm just so happy. I'm really excited for this next chapter.
I'm so happy for you. You've done amazingly well. Because wasn't it like 15 interviews that you managed to like get?
Throughout the whole process, I got 19,
Wow.
which is unheard of for me. I mean, before breaking into tech, I I don't think I'd even done more than 5 interviews in my whole life. So it's been a whirlwind, and I just really am grateful for it. I guess one thing about this program that I've cracked the code for now, and it's such a great skill, is I know how to interview, I know how to get interviews, and it's just been a crash course in such valuable life skills that, I mean, we have the program for life, but that I know I'm going to take on in the coming years.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people like stay as well. There's been people who know they landed a job like 2 or 3 years ago, but it's amazing
Mhm.
that they still stay in the community. I feel like it's become like such a family now. Even they just stay there to give like the support and help and guidance to anybody else who needs it.
I mean, I'm definitely going to stay on. I've made a lot of friends here, and we're all helping each other out. I think just as much as Bilal and you guys have helped me out, the whole community have. And I'm looking forward to doing my bit within that.
So let's talk a little bit about the tech sales role you landed, how long it took you to land, everything like that.
Yeah. So for me, I got most of my interviews through inbound opportunities,
Mhm.
and that was literally just following the advice Bilal gave. And as soon as I optimized my LinkedIn, I was getting sometimes I got 7 inbounds a day, but on average, I was getting about 3 or 4 inbound leads a day, which is great. But this one happened. The talent acquisition just dropped me a message. I added it into my list of meetings in my pipeline, and it went really well. I was in a great position where I was interviewing with so many companies, so I was able to really, as much as they were interviewing me, I was interviewing them. And it's an SDR role. I'll be the first London SDR, but they've got a big team in America at a company called Zima Global Data Corporation. And I'll be selling cloud infrastructure and whatnot to a bunch of different sectors, energy, commodities, trading, which I have a background in. So I'm super excited.
Oh, that's amazing. So tell me a little bit more about your background, kind of what you was doing prior to breaking to tech.
My background and what I studied is marketing. But as I began to freelance, I realized that marketing is supportive to sales. It's selling to the masses,
Yeah.
whereas sales is selling to your actual clients. And I really quickly learned that I don't want to be the supporting act. I want to be the star of the show. So I I transitioned as much as I could as a freelancer, but you can't really sell properly as a freelancer. You have to be applying yourself in one company.
Yeah.
And that's why I decided to take the leap. But I couldn't have done it without breaking into tech because I didn't know how to start. I mean, LinkedIn is just a minefield. And clearly I cracked the code with all the inbound leads I was getting.
Most certainly had your girl in demand.
Yeah, it was an intense. Sometimes I was doing, there was one day I had 6 interviews in one day.
So where did you first hear about tech sales? Obviously, it was an industry that you kind of, I guess, heard about before and you wanted to kind of get into,
Mhm.
where to start, and that's, why you got in touch. But I guess where did you first hear about it? Like why specifically tech sales did you want to get into?
Yeah, the first time I heard about it was about a year ago on LinkedIn, and I saw this job role, and I was like, that salary can't be right with the requirements it's asking for. And I applied for it. Obviously, of course, got an instant rejection, but it didn't seem real. And slowly but surely, I looked into it a bit more, stumbled across your profile, and I think I actually really learned what it was from you and your content. So thanks for that.
Oh, amazing.
And yeah, I guess just watching your videos, Lara's videos, I realized this is something I would be really good at, and I bit the bullet and joined the program.
What did you find most helpful when you came across like my page in terms of what I was putting out? Like what kind of helped you really understand a lot more about the industry, I suppose?
Well, before I joined the program, it was really interesting to see how you broke down and made it tangible, what it actually is, what the role involves, and how anyone can do it.
Yeah.
And then after I joined the program, your role play videos and your interviews really helped me out. Um, I would be sat here on this chair and I had 10 minutes for an interview, and I'd just be scrolling through your videos trying to mimic your composure.
The doom scroll is real.
Yeah, but it helped, so thank you.
No, you're more than welcome. I'm glad that they were so helpful. So when
hmm
obviously you was looking to, break into tech sales, why did you decide to choose break into tech over kind of anybody else that's out there?
Um, well, you guys have actual success stories, actual statistics. I mean, you can't deny the numbers, and especially when you've got those names to the pieces, you can go onto their LinkedIn and see what they did before they went to the program and what happened after. So there was no denying that this would work. I mean, there was some skepticism. My dad and my brothers were like, "Oh," and my dad was like, "Check your check Trustpilot, check Trustpilot." Um, but even then, my brother was so skeptical until literally last week when I got my job role, and he said to me, "I'm so sorry for being a hater. I was completely wrong to doubt it." So some people you can't what's the thing? Some people you can't convince until you've got the results. But
No, I get that. My dad is very much one of those people. He looks at all of like the negatives first to like roll them out. And then he's like, oh, okay, like this does kind of work. And that could be with anything in life, but he's very much like a very skeptical person when it comes to certain things. But yeah, that would have been like my next question if you had any skepticism around anything. I suppose you kind of did in a way to kind of go and do your research.
I didn't, but I guess I didn't make a decision until I'd done the research.
Yeah.
But I'm very much of the opinion that you have to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
And I went to uni and I learned a lot of great stuff there. But at the end of the day, I didn't learn how to get a job. Um, I learned how to get a job in the non-LinkedIn way, and I have done that with my freelancing. But this is the best ROI I think I'll ever spend in my life. It's actually insane because it's till I retire.
It And I think that is like one thing that I'm really trying to get people to understand, even with tech sales, because the potential and the earning potential is crazy. Like
Mhm.
you don't have to, you're not tied to a certain industry, you're not tied to a certain role. What you decide to do with the money, if you save it, if you invest it, like it is that stepping stone to whatever you want your future to look like. Like you can create like a long-term wealth and freedom if you wanted to do that.
Anyone who's listening, I think just take that step and invest in yourself, because how many videos are there on here and no one's regretting it? It's a great community and everyone's great and you're gonna get the job. You've just got to keep at it every day. But it's no tricks, it's no guessing work. There's a formula there and you don't have to crack it, you've just got to apply yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I feel like you couldn't have said it any better than I could, to be honest. I feel as though you have the tools there. It's just a case of if you want to put in the work, you'll do it.
hmm
And that is why, there's girls like yourselves, they land in job roles within anywhere between 2 weeks to 2 months. like it is doable. And especially with someone like you, like you've managed to get over like 19 interviews, which is insane. Like
Yeah,
put your head to it. It is possible.
for sure. And it's not even about spending too much time. I think a little goes a long way with the program just every day.
Yeah. And what was like your overall experience like, joining the program from start to finish, from the very first day to land in the role? How would you kind of summarize that?
It was amazing. I think the only concern I actually had going in was how tailored the advice would be to me. Of course, the calls are not one-to-one. I actually liked that because I work better in group settings, but I still was worried about that. But it's amazing. Bilal will give you as much time as you need.
Yeah.
Um, and I've learned so much from staying on those Q&A calls the whole way through, not signing off. Like Jaspreet, who you interviewed with, all of the questions she was asking were the questions that I wanted to ask maybe in a couple of days' time, but I already had that info. So you learn so much from other people's journeys, and it's so collaborative, but also really tailored to you if you want it. You just gotta jump on the Zoom.
So would you say that that was kind of like the most helpful part of kind of the whole experience? Like what did you kind of enjoy the most?
You know, it's so well made. I don't think I could say there was one over the other. Every step that you are taking in this process, there's a full document or folder catered to that. So the resources are so rich, the conversations you're going to have. And I mean, of course, your mentor has such a wealth of knowledge. So you can ask the most niche question ever and you're going to get an answer to it. So I can't specify one thing because there's so many solutions for any problem you might have.
I guess what I kind of wanted to ask you was what would you say to anybody else who, has maybe heard about tech sales for the first time, isn't quite, you know, clued up or doesn't really want to get into it or a bit hesitant? Kind of what would you say to someone who wants to break into the industry but is a bit nervous to do so?
I would say you're never going to regret investing in yourself. And you can invest in anything in the world. So why not yourself? And for me, I would recommend it to absolutely anyone. Um, but yeah, I'd say go for it. If you especially if you think that you are a really determined person, really ambitious, all of those traits that we think of when we think of tech sales, there's no point in wasting those skills on something that's not going to compensate you for it. I hope you have a lovely evening.
And you, I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.